You hear demonization of Eritrea for daring to plot an independent path, for daring to follow its own path, right? You don't hear about the theft of 500,000 liters of petroleum from the World Food Program in a place where there are people starving. That's not in the news anywhere. That should be a front page story, right? The fact that leaders of the TPLF went on Tigray TV and said the Americans told us to enter Addis. That's not on the front page. That should be front page news. So CNN is not reporting the news. The BBC is not, and the New York Times is not. And so we're out here demanding that they tell the truth. And that's why it's so important that rallies like this happen, that the No More movement has been going for more than a year now, and why you all are out here today is because you're telling the truth. You're bringing the truth to the halls of power. I know Biden is not here, but there's a lot of people over there who'll tell them what you all said today. So I just want to thank you for continuing to tell the truth and continuing to bring the truth and spread a message of peace, because we're not getting it from the mainstream media, and the only way that we can get that message of peace is to carry the message to the people ourselves. I guess that's all I have to say.
Keep playing, keep playing. All right, no more. While we're waiting, we'll just go ahead and chant some more. We say no more to TPLF. We say no more to tyranny. No more. No more. No more. No more. All right, the next speaker we have is Professor Tiami Miabe. All right, where's the professor? All right, thank you, thank you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Salam. Salam. Well, I'm not Ethiopian, but I know how to say salam. I am from Africa, and I'm very proud to be here among you guys, because Ethiopia symbolizes one nation. It symbolizes freedom. It symbolizes freedom. And I am serious to say that. Look, Egypt got colonized. Saudi Arabia got colonized. Bahrain got colonized. India got colonized. But guess what? Ethiopia. Never. So you symbolize what? Freedom. You symbolize freedom. Freedom not only for the continent of Africa, but freedom against colonialism. And colonialism took place in Asia. Colonialism took place in all over the world. But in Africa there was one nation, right, that stood. People say sometimes, if you go on the internet and you look at how many countries in Africa never get colonized, you see 2 of them. I get mad. Because Liberia, it was reported as one of the nations never get colonized. But yet, Ethiopia fought, right? Because the European made one mistake. That mistake was that 300 years ago, or it's 1884, right? They got together, they said we have a big cake. This cake is called Africa, right? And they had a piece, different pieces to be split among themselves, right? And then pieces, there are plenty of them. Some of them were called Congo pieces. I'm from Congo, by the way. So some of them were called Congo piece. Some of them were called Togo piece. Some of them were called Mali piece, right? So the French says, we'll take Mali, we'll take Congo, right? And they gave a piece to England. They gave some pieces to Portugal, and they gave some pieces to other African countries. And you know what? There was a nation called Italy. And get what? They got what? They got a piece called Ethiopia, right? And then they dared to come to Ethiopia. And they dared to come to Ethiopia. And the Ethiopian stood and says, not in this country. We are a millennium country, a country with history, a country that stood longer than you guys ever stood. We will not let you. And guess what? We said what? Ethiopia prevailed against colonialism. So what we say to you is this: Ethiopia will prevail. Ethiopia will prevail. Ethiopia will prevail. Ethiopia will prevail against neo-colonialism. Ethiopia will prevail against the forces of abuse. Ethiopia will prevail because you always prevailed. Because you did it in 18 when the Battle of Adwa took place, right? When I'm repeating this, I want you to remember all the people who died. 5,000 people who died. 8,000 people, Ethiopians, who were hurt, wounded. So remember them as you're facing the issue today. And when it happened, everybody came together. The Amara, the Oromo, the Tigray, everybody came together as one nation, one people to stand for unity, for unity. Let me tell you one thing. In my country, Congo, the Kingdom of Congo, the king was killed at the battle. We fought against the Portuguese. Guess what? Some of the tribe collided with the Portuguese. And so therefore, they showed them the way around. And the king was circled and he died. Right? So I'm simply saying to you, it's only one thing that can maintain us. It's called unity. Unity. Ethiopia was able to defeat Italians because it was united among its people. The Amara, the Oromo, the Tigray, the Weya, I mean all of those guys, right? What do they call them? All the tribals that you have, right? The Afar, the Walaita, all of you got together. You fought one nation, one people. That's the only way we can do it. That's the only way. Remember guys, remember this. As we're facing these issues, it's only unity. It's only unity that can face it. Because all of us are facing one ideology. That ideology is called the white supremacy ideology. Right? What we see today in America, the killings of people, right? Black people, is the same ideology that came to colonize for their own natural resources. So unless we come together, we're going to continue to suffer, just like the other African nations have continued to suffer. So we don't want that for Ethiopia, because you represent unity, you represent freedom, you represent a nation that defies the Europeans. You know, when Ethiopia beat the Italians, all the nations in the world, right? In all the people that were discriminated against, they saw the symbol. They came to Ethiopia and says, what? We want this country to be our model, right? That's what they said. And you cannot, you descendant of people who faced the Italian, who defeated them, you cannot today allow what is taking place in Ethiopia to take place. You have to come together, work for something greater than your self-interest. Your self-interest, look, we have things that are happening in Africa. Africa is in the process right now as we're talking, right? There is a new colonization that is taking place right now in Africa. There's a new scramble for Africa.